Okay, everybody, back to work again. I think today I want to finish getting it house wrapped, insulated on this wall, and maybe start with the siding here at the bottom. I realized after I was editing the video that I was putting the house wrap vertically and you're supposed to put it horizontally, but I'm already this far along, so I'm just going to keep up with it for this side. Luckily, this is the side that receives the least amount of weather, but my bad. I've stripped off a little siding under the meter. I've added a little bit more structure in the corner of that window, and I'm thinking about continuing up because I'm 99.9% positive that the meter is not hooked up. I contacted my local power company a week ago and they have not gotten back to me, and I really don't want to have this hold up the project. So I'll show you why I think I'm going to just deal with it myself. Okay, so right in front, the power line runs through that little cedar bush and then up to here. And I will zoom in to see if I can, if you could see right there, it's the line coming in, and I see two lines completely snipped and just hanging there. And it would make sense since I don't think they would leave power hooked up to a dismantled meter because it's just a safety hazard. It's just open wiring that anybody could just stick their hand into. So I see completely two snipped wires, and I see only two wires going back. So I think I'm just going to deal with the meter myself. Okay, so I've seen up at the power pole that I think it's cut, but I'm going to take every precaution. I got a rubber mat to stand on, I got a multimeter, and if there's power at all, it should just fry the multimeter. And looked up a couple of videos on how to test these, but definitely not an expert, so do not take this as a tutorial at all. Alright, well, I've tested it. I think I'm okay. Just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna make a little wasp nest in here too. So there's 4 screws and a wasp nest. I mean, I'm just not gonna touch anything. Yeah, so pretty sure there's not power. wet, rainy, soggy morning here at the cottage, but we're going to try to get back to work. Got going to try to do some siding today. Give you a look at where we left off and what the plans are for today. Okay, so we got all the house wrap up. I know it's vertical, it's supposed to be horizontal, but I left plenty of overlap, so I don't think it should be a problem. I just wasted more house wrap than I should have. Gonna take the seams, and then we're gonna frame out the window frames around both of those. I think I have the original one, the original trim for the far one. This one I'm probably gonna have to make up completely. I don't think there's anything left. Okay, starting to work on the window trim. This is an original. I'm gonna reinstall it. It's in excellent condition, and it'll act as a great pattern for the two on the new window. So I'm going to use these are just scraps decking boards. They're like a little bit rounded edges, so I'll go to the table saw, we'll saw those edges off, square them up, and yeah, perfect use of scrap. Okay, lunch break's over, back to work. So now that the windows are trimmed out, the last thing we've got before we can start siding is this sill trim. So I had to cut this to replace all of this part of the foundation. I've got a little piece I was able to salvage out of the original. It's got a little split in it, but I think it'll be good. Yeah, I wish I could get a solid board to replace this, but this is like 1/2 inch by 10 or 3/4 by 10 cedar, and yeah, they don't make that anymore. So we're going with pressure treat for the section that we're missing, and unfortunately I have to take one piece of wood and stack it. That's the only way I can do it. But this is also the area that has the most ground contact up front. If it rains, you know, water tends to wash over the front, so having the pressure treat in the front I think will be for the best. Alright, to work with me. Okay, so I think that looks pretty decent. This piece of trim here, it's kind of a bear. Yeah, it's cut at a really funky angle. And then there's all these shims, and that's actually how it was done. I'll give you a look at that. Originally, see at the ends of each one of these joists, they shimmed it. So I've actually added some where there was some missing, and yeah, done not the best cuts, you know. It's me out here with a circular saw, so not going to be great joinery work. But I think it'll do. I think a sand and some fairing compound will go a long way, and paint. Yeah, it'll look vintage. I mean, I'm salvaging as much of the building originally as I can, so yeah, I think it looks pretty decent. Getting tired, but I really want to get started with the siding, so I think you need to get this piece done. Once this is done, this sets up all of your siding. So you can actually see right here on the original one, that's where the siding goes, right there where you see the color change. So that's right where I'm going to lay the new stuff. Alright, enough rambling on. Now it's time to work again. Okay, I've got the first 2 runs done, which doesn't look like a lot, but it's actually really hard because I can't use my siding tools, which means I'm just manhandling it, one person, trying to get one out intact, measure the reveal, which is the amount of siding face that's showing that's not covered up by the next board. And yeah, it's so time consuming. It's such a pain in the butt. But now, see, you can't use my siding tools on the foundation section. There's just not enough. There's a little tab that has to slide in behind it, and the foundation will not allow for that. Now that I'm past the foundation, I should be able to use my siding tools. So, yay! I'm looking forward to that. I should be cruising pretty good once I can do that. But, alright, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'm going to try to make shorter but more frequent updates on the cottage progress. Thanks again.